welcome to the World Builders Library. We are in Armitage today, diving back into our economic-minded thought experiment. This is the playlist where we watch a small fighting team choose an adventure of investment and city building. My advice to you, don't watch this video if you have no experience in the playlist. It took us near a dozen episodes to get here. It's not your fault, you can't just jump in. And you're all still here. Whatever. Enjoy. Let's resolve last year's decisions. We had a year of above average rolls, so everything we invested in goes up. Military, infrastructure, and industry all improves via experts. Gold went to trade, the market, amenities, and the sheriff's office. They all go up. Our numbers are still low, but we're actually starting to look like a functional town. Our amenities roll sucked, so no growth from that source. Security was not amazing. It's going to cost us. But trade was fine. We are going to be able to sell our electrum ore, and our citizenry was able to replenish basic goods. The mine, powerhouse of the town's economy. 5d6 minus 5d4 got us a 14 minus 8 for 6,000 gold. That's one of our best. Add the 3,000 from savings, but minus 100 from payroll. However, the security roll was bad, so round that loss up to 1,000k. No major event, just petty theft and corruption adding up over the year. Still, we're going to start our planning phase with a healthy 8,000 gold. Last thing, the posse spent a good chunk of last year recruiting. They are a persuasive bunch and made some great rolls. First off, pure population plus 200. It is safe to say that Armitage is now a legitimate town. Plus 200 pop on a natural 20 is going to take us up to 520 peeps. Now, I treated their attempt to attract businesses as investing in industry, so we get another point in that score. They'll have enough new businesses rolling in to warrant an exclusive economic development video, and it's going to be time to talk about taxes as well. Finally, we also rolled really well on attracting experts. All those bonuses from charisma and performance and persuasion all really help. I'm going to rule we get 5 new experts. I have not decided what they are, so let's start there. Random rolls, anyone? First, let's set up our table. We've got Zandy's Hall, formerly the Hall of Goodwill, now named after the son of a barbarian warrior who died at a very young age, aka named out of an appropriate balance of ass-kissing, respect, and world building. After that, we've got all the stuff on the main list that takes care of 1 through 13. Now, there are 7 things on the list with no expert or experts with skills under 10, and that's what we're really going to be working for anyway. However, I would like a chance to roll a cleric. I suppose I have a 1 in 20 chance per roll, as that's what a religion roll would be. Also, I can move redundant experts, might be able to work with that. Like I might found a business if I roll another industry expert. Alright, we've got the basic ground rules. Let's do it. 5d20. A nat 1 for Zandy's Hall. Definitely a diplomacy guy. We rolled a 4 for amenities. Much needed. A 6 for trade. Alright, current is a 12. Hopefully I can beat that. We got an 8 for military. Maybe shift that guy to the sheriff's department. And, 18. That's the sheriff's department. Okay, well maybe we'll have 1 wasted roll. We'll see what we can do. Now, how good are these guys? What was our system? Oh yeah, 8 plus 2d6. For the hall, oh man, a 3. That gives us an 11. Amenities, 5 for 13. Trade, a total of 13 again. Military guy is a 14. And the sheriff is another 14. For the record, average on 2d6 is a 6 or a 7. It's great that we got 5 of these guys, but it would have been nice to have pulled a 16 or better out of the bunch. Alright, so the no-brainers. The guy in the hall, the amenities guy, and the new sheriff. And this gives us an extra trade guy. We'll figure that out eventually. What are we going to do with our military guy? Our military situation, it's already cluttered. Maybe I just leave this guy in a backup position. Will he or she be happy with that? No. Let's try it. Soon enough, I'm going to need to make some checks on our general expert situation anyway. Who's happy, who's not. Quick note. Madge has picked up 2 more decanters while back in the city. Everyone knows the activation phrases. Aquia tota, make it rain, and drenchus muchus. In locations about town where these are mounted, there is a constant cry as kids and adults send up regular sprays of relief from the desert heat. This is the middle of the video. Alright, some quick hitters. I am optimistic. We've had a lot of growth. We are a town now. Our infrastructure, the mine, and trade are all decently developed. Experts operate out of real offices. We have a firm plan, and this year's budget seems adequate. However, I am concerned. I feel like this population needs some tens, specifically in amenities, education, and religion. Trade is still shaky, meaning food security is a problem. Actual security, law and order, bing, bing. This is also a problem. Flat out, people do not feel safe. I mean, the Wild West is fine until your kids are with you. Now, all these things are improving at a pretty quick rate, but I will let the dice rolls do their thing. This year's bad rolls only cost us 1,000 gold. The bad amenities roll was overshadowed by direct party work in new recruitment. Next year, I suppose we'll see. And by the way, these are things that you will want to tell your players. It is the mood of the city, and they can choose how to respond. Structures. Now, we left a lot to talk about in the episode titled Structures. As you know, I always do this. I'm working as a rough draft. I'm figuring this out as we go along. We talked about the fact that the basic concept is that a structure, which can be a physical thing, a social structure, an institution, well, it's an entity that can be used to bolster our core attributes. And the founders of the city, the controllers of the city, they can manipulate this to where they need the points. And it can also be used, they can also be used in different ways. So let's talk about temples. Let's make a rule that individual temples are structures. This makes our city religion a useful score. The city only gets to control how a temple contributes if the city's religion score is equal to or higher than the temple score. Now there can also be RP here. In a real campaign setting, your characters need to matter. For us, this is all a thought experiment. We're just numbers. Let's say that we want the temple to the god of trade to bolster this year's trade roll. The players can only make this happen if their city religion stat is higher, or alternatively, through persuasion. Although the DC is definitely going to be affected by your development score. As I said, the PCs need to matter, but so does the system. For the most part, I have been plotting it out as if each structure adds +1 just by existing. I'm okay with that. There should be some immediate payoff. You shouldn't have to wait forever for something to matter. So what if it got additional points for each bonus level? That ends up being a lot. +20 at a 20 score. That's too much. So let's cut it in half roughly. A chart would help. Just remember, again, all a first draft. This is a work in progress. Also keep in mind that beneficiaries aren't just yearly rolls. Points might go into their own attempts at improving their development scores. Might go into special projects, like the Grand Caravansary bringing in income. This means each structure will definitely need its own write-up at some point, and this is absolutely fine because these also coincide with bastions, which need more rules anyway. And yes, I can overcomplicate anything. Last thing for our middle section here. There is a lot of money moving through the economy of Armitage. In our mine formula, the minus 5d4 includes payroll. That is several thousand gold pieces going to buying things both consumable and permanent. The miners here, they live pretty good for a small town. There are blue collar workers. There are factory workers. They buy furniture, alcohol, clothing, and all the things that normal people buy. A lot of those coins leave with traveling merchants, but not all. The average coin passes through 3 hands before leaving the economy. Obviously, we want that number to be much higher, and we want more coins coming in from the merchants. Okay, really the last thing, trade. Just wanted to point out that even though our trade roll is still just one roll, I want to acknowledge that there are now 2 routes coming into Armitage. The first is from the homeland. That's the one we've been dependent upon for a while. But the barbarians are now making regular trips into town. Here we go, part 3, our planning stage. Let's start with the Ponderosa Posse. If you don't know, that's the fighting group that runs the place. They are 8th level and consist of a bard, cleric, fighter, and a wizard. This year, they are staying in town. I don't know who told them about it, but they pulled up the video where I said that I would probably let them serve as free experts if they devoted a year. That means 7 experts, along with the 9,000 gold in their budget. This is the year we're going to go all in, but we set stakes. If it's a bad year for the mine, or some other terrible tragedy occurs, the party can absorb a 4,000k loss. That's 4,000 gold pieces out of their personal funds. However, this is going to nix their plans for the following year. I know what this is. You don't. It's going to be a surprise. A loss of over 4,000 will mean losses in population and mandatory rolls to see if experts leave, and a high DC for the industry roll. We will live by the mine. We will die by the mine. Let's start with the experts. The posse members are going to count as a 16 score in their field. These guys are 8th level. They're heroes. They matter. Nellie, guess what? She's a bard. She gets amenities. Madge, she's a cleric. She gets religion. Angela, she's smart. Let's give her education. Phyllis has been keen on the military the whole time. She is spearheading one of our major eventual plans of putting out mercenary groups for hire. This also leaves our standard array of 3 experts: infrastructure, sheriff, and industry. 9,000 gold pieces in the budget. Let's go. 2k in infrastructure. Along with the expert, that is potentially 2 more experts for next year. 2k goes to the market because we have rules for that now. 1k goes to the mine. It's been a while. We need to keep bumping that up. That's still going to be where our main income comes from for a while. 3k in amenities. Let's take advantage of having our bard in town. 1k in trade. I can't see not keeping this climbing, not continually investing. This is our main thing for now, even though it really hasn't kicked in yet, but it's going to soon. We are also creating a business tax this year, something we've dreamed about from the beginning, but we are going to keep it simple. I know, doesn't sound like me at all. We're going to tie this tax to our payroll. More money in the coffers means more of the assistance around town, the laborers doing things the town needs, the more they're going to get paid. This is more of a logic thing than mechanical. It's just for now. Eventually, the city will be making a good amount of income through taxes, just not yet. I am also adding a few temples and a trade node along with a trade route. These constitute future investments. I'm just getting them on the list so they're there, we don't forget about them. They are talking points and research points. These are the things that the party followers have been instructed to produce outlines for. In an episode or 2, they will start to matter. I feel like we've left something out, but we're at 2,000 words, so we got to get going. The episodes just keep getting longer, and there's rain coming. I got to go walk the dog. So, you know what to do. Like, sub, comment, follow one of those links at the end of the video. Please and thank you. If you do none of these things, you're still a great person. I am glad that you stopped by. You're doing a great job. And we will see you next time. Cheers.